Welcome to Arts and Music. I am your host, Victor Janflone. Today on Arts and Music, I'm pleased to bring you Gozzard from San Francisco, California. So we have here today the guitar wizard Gozzard.
Well, I'm really not a guitar wizard, but more of a wizard who plays guitar. Guitar wizards are more like your father, Tony Janflone, or your brother, Tony Janflone Jr. I'm more of a magical entertainer.
Is there a message you convey through your music?
Well, centuries ago, when sorcery and magic was at its zenith, I saw too many wizards and sorcerers abusing their power. So I decided to forego using my magical powers and explore the magic of music. And then through music, I find that I can convey my message of wisdom, and more people listen to me through a song, through Dradicus, who I have sing for me, than they do when I spoke.
Speaking of Dradicus, who's in the band and what instruments do they play?
Well, being that I don't sing myself, I use the magic of my guitar to bring the stone gargoyle Dradicus to life to sing for me. He's been perched on top of a castle for centuries, so he's more than happy to come to life and sing. The bass player, Sir Everingham, actually found me. He's the only one who found me in my solitary cave that I hermit away in. And being a woodsman, he happened to be out hunting. He's a great archer as well. And he came across me, and being a nobleman, I decided to have him play bass. He also plays bouzouki and guitar on various songs. Montesero, like so many Americans, was doomed to a life of toil and suffering and economic enslavement. And seeing his percussion and drumming abilities, I freed him from his life of toil and suffering. And I actually chained him to the drum kit, but even chained to the drums, he feels free. That's when he feels most free, is when chained to the drums, and I cut him loose by chaining him up.
So you cut him loose by chaining him up.
Yes.
So you're setting him free by chaining him to his drum set.
Exactly.
Okay. I hear that you do a theatrical rock show. Can you tell us about that?
Well, it's nothing more than another night in the living room for me. But I've checked out many of the bands over the years, and I've never really cared for bands that just stand in one position in front of a microphone and play. You might as well just have cardboard photographs of some of these bands. Being myself, I do stand quite a bit in one spot because I play keyboard pedals with my feet as well as guitar. But on various songs, Dradicus will play the keyboard pedals for me and free me up to move around on the stage, as well as Sir Everingham.
Yes.
And we like to put on a real show. There's more than just music here. It's visual, audio, there's smoke, there's fire. Nobody's died yet, and nobody's been born yet, but we're still a relatively new band, so give it time.
Okay. Is there a certain audience that Gozzard is seeking?
Well, I've already played to quite a diverse audience, from 5-year-olds up to 80-year-olds, but mainly at the hard rock clubs and coliseums that we play. The audience that are into hard rock are normally in their 20s to 50s. However, I do get particular enjoyment out of playing for young children, And parents particularly like it because, being that I am a personal friend of Santa Claus, you know, I remind the children to do their homework and clean up their bedroom and do all the things that Santa Claus, you know, likes to hear. And the parents are very happy with that result too.
So do you go do concerts for Santa Claus at the North Pole ever?
Oh, quite a bit. We jam together. He's quite a musician himself.
Oh.
Instrumentalist.
So where is the secret school of sorcery?
Well, of course, if I told you where the secret school of sorcery was, it wouldn't be a secret any longer. But it's not far from that structure behind us.
Uh-huh.
Kind of has the same kind of look.
That's good.
And we meet together on evenings to study our magic.
Do you ever use a magic wand to like summon things or get things going to like help you with your creative process?
I find most wizards, I would compare magic wands to like rabbit ears on some people's television sets. So I find once you are able to play guitar well enough, it's a much better magic wand.
So who's the writer of the music and the lyrics?
Well, I write all the music and the lyrics myself. I have given other people a shot at writing lyrics for me, but I find that to get the feel of the message of the song with the sound of the music, I pretty much end up, you know, writing all the songs and the lyrics myself.
Because nobody can have the wisdom that Gozzard has. So it would be hard for somebody to come up with lyrics, I suppose, for your infinite wisdom through the ages.
That's pretty much it, yes.
Tell us more about yourself being a wizard musician.
Over the centuries, I've seen so many sorcerers abuse their powers, and you know, I find way more people attracted to the magic of music than straight out sorcery. Actually tends to scare and alienate people from me, where music attracts people to me.
Yeah, but are you not a sorcerer through the music?
Oh, quite a bit. I bring Draticus to life at the beginning of the show, and
Now, Draticus is, I believe, is a lizard-type guy, right?
he's a dragonian, and there's a multitude of various gargoyles. Some are lions, some are bats, some, you know, are reptilian, where he is a reptilian, but he's specifically draconian.
So how old is he?
He's as old as granite. I guess he was carved somewhere, I believe, in the 6th or 7th century.
And he's from the Earth, or is he from somewhere else?
No, every member of Gozzard is from planet Earth, so far.
Okay.
But I'm open-minded to, you know, any qualified musician. You don't have to be from the planet to be in Gozzard, but so far we all are from planet Earth.
Now, I know that your singer,
Draticus.
he does all the singing, I suppose, but do you, even in recording, sing at all?
No, I don't. Actually, I went silent for centuries because no one would listen to my advice or heed my warnings. And
what warnings were those?
warnings of greed, lust, and gaining material wealth, trying to possess so many things that you don't have even place to hoard them all. And so my warnings fell on deaf ears. So for many centuries I was silent. And then, but I found by awakening Draticus and having him sing for me that my messages were finally getting at least some attention.
Does Gozzard connect to a metaphysical realm?
Well, sorcerers are metaphysical, but there are some who are only into the magic just for the end result, where the truly metaphysical are for the benefits and the good things that it can do.
And who else, in the metaphysical sense, would you relate yourself to? Or as a wizard or a...
Well, I was friends, I haven't seen him for some time, with Merlin, but, and I do believe he's still over there in the mountains of Europe somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be one of the closest comparisons to me. He wasn't quite the musician, though, that I was.
Here's a video from Gozzard, a song called The Forbidden Dance. So what clubs do you play in the Bay Area?
So far in San Francisco, we've played the Blue Macaw, and we're working on a performance coming up at the Red Devil Lounge, and then planning a world tour where we hope to play the Roman Colosseum, Pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, and Easter Island. That would be a good one.
And what about Mount Shasta?
Surely, right. I might even be able to get it to erupt again.
Really? But I think you'd have to check with the Lemurians first on that one.
If they'll probably be at the show. Sure, they're
That would be-
there. You
that
might
would be
not
good.
see them, but they'll
Right.
be there.
Right. In 2011, you were in the Battle of the Bands on Haight Street. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we actually did quite a performance, and the winner of the contest was the one whose audience cheered the loudest. And unfortunately, we were up against a band who basically flooded the club with young teenagers, or let's say 20 years old. They look like teenagers to me, but all look like children to me. But and it was a very close tie at the end. It was basically a tie. They had three volleys of audience applause, and unfortunately, the other band, I can't even remember their name right now, outnumbered us. It was kind of hard to get the regular Gozzard followers out late on a Thursday night. I believe it was 1 in the morning when we finally wrapped it up.
Your singer reminds me of the movie Enemy Mine, which is actually it's Enemy Mine. Louis Gossett Jr. plays this lizard creature. Do you remember that movie?
I did happen to see that one, but he actually, you know, being from, I'm not even sure what planet that was, really isn't related to Draticus.
Draticus, from what I've seen, even on a video, I've seen him like shapeshift.
Well, I bring him to life from his solitary perch. So actually, by mid-show, he transforms completely into a human being. And then, at the end of the show, unfortunately for him, I have to turn him back into a granite gargoyle until our next performance.
So he doesn't have to rehearse?
He's a natural. Yes, yeah. We do go over our material in the castle dungeon, but well, being that he just sings right now, he has you know, pretty much the easiest part, and he's a natural at singing, so he comes through quite easily and quite confidently.
So your CD, the latest CD you have out, is an EP, and it's called Post-Life Crisis. What do you mean by post-life crisis?
Well, so many people worry about a midlife crisis. I try and convey, you know, don't worry about midlife crisis. If you had a post-life crisis, then things would be bad. But wait till then to start worrying about, you know, life crises.
So what is next for Gozzard?
Well, I'm finishing up a full-length album. Right now, my EP, Post-Life Crisis, is only 5 songs, but the LP should be at least 10 songs, and there'll be some more acoustic material on that, and a few more electric songs. One in particular called When Dragons Ruled that we've played at our live show. I believe it's over seven, almost 8 minutes long. That will be on the LP, and like I said, a few more electric songs and a few acoustics, some classical and some bouzouki, perhaps even a couple of songs that a man I met over the year, Sebastian Bach, I'm covering a song of his, and then another good musician I met, Beethoven. I do a Moonlight Sonata on classical guitar, which in the actual key is C-sharp minor that Beethoven himself did it in. He's very happy about that, by the way, because most classical guitar players play it in the key of A minor, but Beethoven, that really has him turning over in his grave, you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I got him to turn back over to the right side up again.
So do you play at his grave to make him do that?
You know, he was deaf, so he kind of just feels it no matter where he's at, you know, through the ground. Mm-hmm. So you don't actually have to be right next to his grave for him to turn over.
So where do you do your recording at for your
Well, I did the EP in Berkeley, California, and Sir Everingham helped me engineer that, and I might be finishing up the LP there. If not, there's another studio in San Francisco. A friend of mine, Jay, has a studio that I might utilize to help finish up the full-length album.
And where can people find Gozzard on the internet?
They could go to, the website is gozzardlive.com. You could email me at gozzardbandmusic@gmail.com. And Post-Life Crisis is available on iTunes right now for the good price of $3.99 for 5 songs. Quite a deal.
So being a wizard, I guess you're pretty internet savvy, it sounds like.
Well, I guess the computer is, you know, being over 1,000 years old, the computer is still relatively new to me, but there's plenty of people, including Dradicus, who handle plenty of the computer task that I kind of don't handle. I concern myself more with writing music and performing, but I do answer the emails and check on the social networks like Facebook and Twitter. I can handle that.
So who is the eldest member in the band then?
Well, being made out of granite, I do believe that makes Dradicus older than me, especially when he's perched up on top of the castle. Other than that, I am the eldest of the band.
So where's the castle in California?
It's somewhere in the hills. I kind of keep that a secret too, because get too many visitors nowadays, and you know, so I keep the moat door up and you know, keep them on the other side of the moat.
So how do you get mail?
You can mail me on, we have a location that's at 155 Haight Street, California, Suite 302, and that's San Francisco 94102.
So do you physically go there then and pick the mail up for Gozzard?
Or, yes.
They
or,
don't deliver to the castle?
Oh, yeah, sometimes I have it brought in by chariot, you know, chariot courier to the castle if I got to get it there soon enough.
Well, with that, I'd like to wrap it up, and I'd like to thank Gozzard here for being on the show, all the way from San Francisco. What a pleasure it has been. Thank you, a great wizard, Gozzard.
Oh, it's been a pleasure for me.
Thank you for watching Arts and Music, and if you would like to be a guest on the show, please email us at artsandmusicpgh@yahoo.com. And until next time, peace.